All right, guys, listen up. It's time. We're doing a little more Boogie stuff. People were telling me that after Boogie got off of Caleb Hammer's financial audit, where Caleb was too nice, by the way. You can watch the video. Link in the description under sources. But after that whole skidoo was over, where Caleb again was too nice, my opinion, Boogie went on to like talk about him poorly in like a members only live stream. I'm gonna bounce off this Destiny video because it has a little more of a pretext before we get to that clip, so I can elongate my video. Smart Papa Gut, and then I'll show you what Caleb's response was. So that'll be fun. You deleted it, but let's go.
Well, I mean, after this conversation, I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing for the last 30 to 45 days, which is work as much as
which is doing nothing
I humanly possibly can.
I'm working as much as I can humanly. I hate this. This bothers me like you have no idea, because this dude pretends that he works like 40 hours a week, but he doesn't. He makes 5 minutes worth of content every like 3 days, dude. You have to stop. You have to stop lying, bro. It's rotting my brain. You have to stop, please. I guarantee you I'm going to go to this motherfucker's page right now. What do you think? What do you think we got here?
I think it might have been.
Okay. Let's see. We got a video from 1 day ago. 50 minutes. Oh my God, we have an actual video.
What's up?
All right. So it's him doing an introduction, and then it's a...
I got bills to pay, man.
Oh, and then it's him just watching. Okay, I guess at least he's doing something. And he's reacting to a few different things. I have no idea what this is. Power of the internet. What is this?
Star Wars? What was that?
Wait, is this like a podcast? What is this? All right, well, at least he's done something. I mean, I'll give him credit. 8 minutes 2 days ago, 6 minutes 3 days ago, 8 minutes 4 days ago. My point here is that this doesn't take you 40 hours a week to produce. Okay, there's minimal to no editing. This 8-minute video will take you maybe 15 minutes to make, not counting the rendering time. All right. He's working maybe 5 hours a week. That is tremendously generous to even say that. All right. Then after we get to this 5 days, we have 5 days off. So there's nothing going on here. He's not working as much as humanly possible at all. I'm surprised he popped out a 50-minute video. The good for him. But again, like, it's not a lot of work. He's not doing anything. I hate it when he says he's like, I'm working so hard. Shut up.
Can.
How many hours a day do you think that
I'm
is?
putting in like a good 40-hour work week now.
Okay. Well, I think that when we can't survive,
I'm putting in a good 40-hour work week. It just makes me so angry. He's such a liar.
I think that needs to be 60 to 80.
I think it needs to be like listen, doing 6 hours of work would be a better. Dude, this guy's doing like nothing. Most of his work is just doing his podcast that he does no work on except for sitting there, and he is the object of humiliation. That's all it is. Hey, how much to eat dog food live? $20. Oh, okay, let me eat dog food. That's pathetic. I couldn't be around anymore, personally. That's just me personally. Like, how could you sink so low? Why does your dignity have no worth to you? It's enraging. It's enraging. Yeah, he said he had an editor. What do you do? Like, what is he doing?
40 hours a week when he's like on
Bro, let me tell you something. I stream 3 to 4 hours every single day, 7 days a week. Plus, I do some editing. The editing stuff is really just finding segments and popping them out. Thumbnails, very quick and easy. And then I like most of the like outstream work takes is like doing clips, but it doesn't really take that long. I work maybe 30 hours a week. You know what I mean? It's not hard work. This guy's not working 40 hours a week. This guy works like an hour a week, and he makes he makes minimum wage. He makes the amount of money that a minimum wage worker working 40 hours a week makes by doing like an hour of work a week. He's out of control.
the verge of destruction. I'm sorry, maybe my work approach might be toxic or unhealthy, but like, what else is he doing with his
My work approach is not.
time?
My work philosophy has always been do as little amount of work as you can do while achieving solid results. It's called efficiency. So even when I used to work at my old job, I was really good at my job, but I also wouldn't get it done very quickly. I would figure out a system. So like a lot of times, like I remember when I first started working at my job in a manager role, like probably the first month was me like hauling ass and figuring out a system to implement. And then after that, it was so easy because I was like, oh wait, I can do it like this and I can cut down on time and get my quota done. And like, I'll be done early My bosses were really happy, and then they liked that I was done early. They'd let me hang out because then I had time to do special projects. Because sometimes you have a very special project. Like the county needs like 5 spotless, like ridiculously cleaned buses because they're gonna send them out for a police event, and the police officers are gonna sit in them all day, and we don't want like a crumb of dust. It's like, okay, I could take care of that. Like I could, you know what I mean? Like that's what I do. I want to be efficient. I want to be done. Who wants to work hard? That's cringe. That's cringe. All right. So
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But that's where I am. And like at the end of the day,
who believes that?
again, no excuses. You know, people think I don't want to get a real job.
No
I'm a
excuses.
disabled felon, man.
I'm a
I
disabled
struggle with the
felon.
conversation. If we decide it's impossible, then it's impossible regardless.
Well, I understand
I'm a
that,
disabled
but when if you told me that I need
This shut up, dude. You're so much more you're so privileged. Shut up.
to start flapping my wings and fly out of here, right? We would agree that that's not a possibility.
She's probably right that you can't get most desirable jobs.
Not desirable jobs, anything. Dude, I was
He doesn't need a job, dude. He just needs to do more work on his own fucking platform.
How do you help someone who has an almost chronic way of making excuses / coping? You mentioned he was self-aware, but use it for pity to feel good. How do you actually help them?
Here's how you help somebody like Boogie. You push him to the brink. Sorry. You should never do that. But it's interesting. My wife and I were sitting down, and I had made a pretty intense comment a while before that. I think I did it on stream, and my wife's like, you made this really intense comment about Boogie, but I think I might agree with you at this point. After I heard about the dog food thing. And that intense comment was, of course, that he sleeps inside of a tent. He used to I go camping.
PRNKS super chatted $2, first stream. Booger versus Pappy Gut boxing soon.
It wouldn't even be
exclamation question mark.
It wouldn't even be
white
passable.
question mark. Aubergine.
No. Like, dude, I don't think that there's hope for this guy. He's an excuse machine. I think people need to stop caring about him and stop giving him opportunities. I think that's what he needs. He needs to hit rock bottom, and he will never recover because he does not have the will to recover. And that's okay. Not everybody, you can't help everybody. That's it. That's where I'm at. Like, you can't help. Bro, there's so many of you out there that are working your ass off to try to make what Boogie makes in a fucking doing nothing every day, just passable, like a passive income rather. What? There's no point in trying to help this guy anymore. It's a lost cause. It's a lost cause. It's a waste of time. Who cares?
In my opinion, I don't know if there's like a clinically approved or statistically approved way to do it, and I'm working off very limited anecdote here. The only way that I've ever seen this work, and it's really hard, is you have to stop enabling them, and everybody around them has to stop enabling them. Because what happens,
Pretty much what I just said. Stop supporting him.
is people, because you feel bad for them. You got a friend and they do,
I don't. Boogie is probably maybe the only person on the entire internet that I get. I'm genuinely I think it's interesting when he fails because he doesn't deserve anything. He's so privileged. He's such an asshole. He gets so many different chances. He puts no fucking work into himself. It's fucking pathetic. Why the fuck should I care anymore? Why should you care? It's not like this isn't somebody that's struggled and got no opportunity. This is somebody who takes opportunities time and time again and throws them into the fucking garbage. Who cares? Stop feeling bad for everybody. I feel bad for people that need it. I don't feel bad for this fucking guy.
they're into drugs, they won't get a job, they whatever. These people are really good at finding others in their life to kind of get resources from or get help from, and you feel bad. But at some point, the truly compassionate thing to do, and this is the hardest, is for parents having to kick out a child who's 23, 24, not going to school, not working. You gotta say, listen, you gotta start paying rent. If you can't, I'm kicking you out. And you kick them out, and it sucks.
Yep. Sometimes you gotta just do it though.
And it hurts, but they have to fail pretty hard for a little bit. And then at some point, hopefully they make the decision to realize that they have to change their shit around. But as long as
that's life, right? Life is introducing stress that you need, that you can overcome. And trying to slowly move you in the right direction. When I lived with my mother, we got to a point very early. It was the second you're done with college, you're paying rent. Didn't matter. So guess what? I got to get a job. And that's kind of just how you interact. And it's like, okay, now you need to pay more money. I need money for this, because I was living with my mom. And then eventually, like, you'd have to get out of the house. I was like, okay. And then you do. And you know what? Usually relationships are better afterwards. Like if we live in a rough time now where it's hard to move out early. Like I live with my mom longer than I would have liked to. I think up until I was like 28 or 29. Not happy about it. Paid rent and everything, but it's like rough out there. But like being there that long, you build up so much resentment and like anger towards the person, like towards like your parent. Once you leave and after a month, everything goes away. Like you're like, okay, like everything kind of settles down and everything goes like in a good spot, you know.
As long as the person is able to go to other people and kind of sustain themselves, why would they change their behavior?
Boogie will become homeless before getting a job. I don't even think he would ever become homeless. He's the kind of guy who will beg to be on the system. Like he's pathetic. Like he's the person that goes on welfare and likes it. Like this, I've said this before, is that I don't think anybody should feel shame for being on welfare. Oh, excuse me. I don't think anybody should be shamed for being on welfare. You should never look down on somebody who's on food stamps or any welfare program, but you should feel a level of motivating shame to get off of welfare. Like if you're on welfare or something and you can get off of it and you can control it, which Boogie can, you should go like, okay, I need this. Let me take advantage of this. I try to be too self-conscious, but like it should bother me and let me try to do better to get off of it. That's how I think. It's the same thing with fat people. Like you should not be shamed for being fat, but you should, like I should feel a level of shame for my weight. It doesn't mean it has to rack my brain and make me want to die. It just needs to be like, okay, look at it. Like I got to stop. Like that's it. Like a healthy shame. I think there can be productive shame. You don't want to have overwhelming shame where like you don't want to live anymore, but you want to, you know what I mean? Like you want to have like a productive shame. Boogie doesn't have productive shame. Yeah, another YouTuber would let him into their house for content for sure before he was homeless. That's probably true. Some opportunistic YouTuber. Honestly, that would be amazing if some obnoxious asshole piece of shit prank YouTuber took Boogie into his house and just treated him like fucking, what is it, Don Vito from Bam Margera, and just beat the shit out of him. Could you fucking imagine? Then I would finally like a prank YouTuber. That's the legacy I want to see in Boogie, is he hits his low so hard and he falls off so hard that he has to basically move into a house with some YouTube prankster that treats him like Bam Margera would treat like his dad and his uncle, and pranks him all day and shoots like fucking dough cannons at him or whatever.
$10. Hey Pop, I wanted to ask if you could check out the Ellen and Neil video in the Discord. It may not be what you usually watch, but I'd like to hear your thoughts and insight about it. Have a nice weekend.
I'll take a look. I might not watch it, but I'll take a look at what you're talking about. Yeah, Viva la Boogie. Viva la Boogie, baby. All right, that's what you got to call it. Thank you so much for the $10, brother.
Behavior,
I'm gonna
right?
take a look at this.
One thing. This is annoying to do, but one thing you have to do when you're trying to evaluate what people are doing, or like their motivations for why they act the way they do, is you have to see like what are the rewards and what are the punishments, or what are the consequences for continuing a certain type of action, right?
He's always rewarded, dude. He has a girlfriend, a 20-year-old child girlfriend, from being a loser. It's crazy. Talk about being rewarded. What the fuck? He's dating Pearl Davis's sister. Okay, it's fucking crazy, or cousin, I think. Speculative, but her last name is Davis.
And when you look at somebody like Boogie, right now Boogie is living more or less his dream life. He works as much as he wants to. He's got a nice,
which is not very much,
house. He's got,
it's true. He owns his own house.
Friends. He's got a girlfriend. True. He's got escorts. He's got everything he wants, right?
I don't think he has escorts anymore. But like, yeah, no, he's living pretty good. And that's why I always say that people will like, they'll constantly push this narrative like, oh, because my girlfriend's not there for money. My girlfriend's not there for my money. My girlfriend's not there for my money. But yes, she is, because she doesn't know what a poor Boogie looks like. Because even though he might be on the brink of poverty, well, not really. He's privileged American poverty. Even if we believe that he's on the brink of poverty, which is probably not even true, he's probably sensationalizing it for money, he still will go out of his way to buy things for her that that he can't really afford, and treat her in a way that she doesn't really deserve based on the money that he has. She doesn't work. Fuck this social anxiety bullshit. Okay, I have social anxiety too. Everybody has a little social anxiety. Like yesterday, for whatever reason, I went out to go shopping, and there was a lot of people in the Walmart I went to, and the aisles were smaller, and I was walking through Walmart having a fucking panic attack. Like, I was actually getting like really anxious and nervous, and I had to like breathe really. It was weird. Very rarely I didn't even tell my wife. I forgot this happened until just now. It was actually fucking. I was going crazy. Like, my heart was going was racing a little bit. I was having a panic attack. I felt like everything was closing in on me. Okay, that's life. You breathe through it. I breathed through it, and I got through it. You know, I stood still for a little bit, went on my phone, it helped me out. You know, I felt better. I haven't had a panic attack like that in like a very long time. Very, very, very long time. It was crazy. Yeah. And then you try to find a job. Like, oh, well, she doesn't want to talk to people. First of all, exposure therapy. Go work at a goddamn Walmart and stock shelves. Second of all, there are jobs that you don't have to talk to people on. You know what I mean? So it's like but she doesn't have to work because because I have whatever bullshit, fucking social anxiety. Shut the fuck up, okay? I doubt she has diagnosed social anxiety where she cannot go out. She's being filmed on camera. Boogie is taunting her into crying. Okay, he's a manipulative piece of shit to her. I don't buy this excuse that she's so fucking socially anxious that she can't work. She probably has parents that pay for all of her shit anyway. You know, it's just like, it's a fucking, but he allows her to do that. He enables her, and then she enables him in different capacities. She doesn't really cook or clean or work for him, which is weird as fuck. You'd think that she would at least do that, you know? So, I didn't know my wife was listening. I love you. It's like, shut the fuck up.
If he continues to live the way that he lives, what is he going to have? Everything. The same shit, because people keep enabling it. People do the dono drives. He gets the documentary with the influx of subs and AdSense. He gets somebody to help him with Bill. He's always got enough to keep him.
What was my breaking point with Boogie? I don't know. I think it's all the excuses. I think it's because he's a fully capable person that will not stop making excuses for his failure, while there's tons of other people out there that wish they were in his position. You know, that's what it is.
You know, like going on. Why would he change his behavior?
It drives me up a fucking wall. I hate the pity party bullshit. I think it's pathetic. I think when you have somebody going on and taking to like a donation to eat dog food, that's pathetic. I have less than zero respect for you. It makes me like actually angry when people just do disgusting, pathetic shit like that. Like, have some fucking dignity. You're not even in the point where you need to throw away your dignity for money. You know, when you got a fucking prostitute on the street sucking dick for a couple bucks, I get it. I respect your hustle because you've hit the bottom and you're doing what is at the bottom proportionally. I don't respect people who are in slightly rough situations that were such crybabies that they won't just work harder and get their shit done and just constantly make excuses. I fucking hate excuse machines. It drives me up a wall worse than anything else in the entire world. I have no respect for it. It pisses me off to no end. It makes me so fucking angry. That's what it is. Because I've got a couple comments of like, why do you dislike him so much? That's why. It's because of my personal philosophy. Like that lights me on fucking fire. That pisses me off. It just pisses me off. Every little thing that he says and he does is just an excuse for bad, shitty behavior. So.
Behavior. Right? There's, from Boogie's point of view, from his perspective emotionally, there's absolutely no reason to change his behavior. Why the fuck would he? It would be stupid of him to change his behavior, as long as he's got people around him that keep enabling him, you know?
I get what you're saying.
And it sucks, but like, unfortunately, you have to, they have to crash and burn and then realize like, okay, well.
He's close to crashing.
Now I see if I continue this behavior, it's not good for me.
Yeah, and I hope by the time he does change, it's too late.
If I keep going down this path, I am not getting the things that I want. But right now, Boogie is getting every single thing he wants in life. Aside from a little bit of, like, I guess, emotional friction with people when he feels a little bit bad for borrowing or whatever.
I doubt he feels
or from
bad.
Getting money or from getting sub, bonuses or whatever. Yeah.
How desirable is it to cold call teachers about a union and get screamed at by them? Because that's the job I applied for and got told they wouldn't give it to me. How desirable is that job?
Not thrilling.
No. And that was the most desirable job I applied for.
Okay.
And they wouldn't offer me that one. And I had a friend in management at that company.
So you're not willing to try?
Am I willing to try doing something that is clearly not going to happen? No. Now, if I get the felony sealed, which is going to cost.
This is what I love, because he was going on this whole time talking about, he never talked about getting the felony sealed while Caleb was pushing him on like his plans to get a job. And then all of a sudden Boogie remembered that he has the option of getting his felony sealed. And all of a sudden the new excuse was, I will start applying again once I get the felony sealed, but it's going to cost me money. but it wasn't an actual plan. You could tell that he came up with it on the fly because this was just like fifth excuse. Originally, it was just like, well, I'll never get it. I can't do it. I've applied for 12 jobs already in this past year, which is like 5 minutes of work. It's like you make your resume and then you just sit, oh, this job looks good, submit. Like that's all it works. That's how like the Indeed or whatever he was working on works. And then he came up with the new excuse of like, well, I can get it sealed, so I could do that in like March or something.
The thing is, people like Boogie still need an emotional support system, but that support system cannot enable. Yeah, but that's the hard part. That is true. Like you don't have to shit on people. And I think some people confuse this. Like when you say tough love doesn't mean.
No, he does. He needs tough hate. That's what he needs. He doesn't deserve love. He's undeserving of it. He's one of the few people that don't deserve love. Okay.
You talk to a child and you're like, I'm sorry, but you're a lazy.
Am I willing to do something that won't happen? No. It keeps his crypto and card game investments true. Because that crypto is definitely not happening. But he this Brian. Oh, maybe it will.
Piece of shit. Get the out of here and get a fucking job, you fucking loser. Right? Like that's tough love. No,
No, that's not love.
You can still be loving. Like, listen, I love you. I care about you. I'm not going to fund your lifestyle anymore. You have to get a job. You need to realize that there's stuff in life that you have to do. And I love you.
He's 50. You know what I mean? Like, we're beyond that. We're beyond that. He's 50 years old, bro. We're beyond that. Bro, I figured it out. I figured out the greatest Boogie comeback ever. You take Boogie, right? He'll hit his low. Okay, here's what you do. You take Boogie once he loses his house based on his financial irresponsibility. You take Boogie and you take the backpack kid. Okay, you put him in a house and then you turn that into Viva La Backpack Kid. And all the Backpack Kid does is he just harasses Boogie like he's his like Don Vito the entire time. Just waking up in the middle of the night, throwing like cream pies at him, maybe throwing cream pies at him, smacking him, pissing on him, whatever Bam used to do. Okay? That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Viva La Boogie. That's the show. That will be it. We'll love it. We will love it.
Love you, and I'll be here for you if you need. Yeah, if you want to chat, if you want help. Help is a big one too. I can help you. Not help you like I'll give you $500 to pay rent, but I'll help you like I can help you find a job, or I can help you, talk to somebody to figure out some arrangement or blah blah blah. Yeah, don't enable. The helping can't be enabling. The helping has to be like helping them help themselves, basically. Yeah.
I can help
Boogie.
Boogie.
So I can't speak for this.
Put a shock collar around him every time he does something wrong. I'll shock him. Here we go. Boom. We're done.
City. There's local services. There's a wide variety of services who focus on the rehabilitation aspect of people's lives. Now, you did not go to prison, but you do have a felony.
Sure.
Felon.
What's a felony? You have a felony.
Felon F.
Helps to connect felons with workplace opportunities. There are services out there. Have you worked with any of them yet?
It's never come across my table. Again,
it's not about coming across your table. What about you going across their table?
Well, my plan is to
Boogie, but don't break the table, okay?
Kill the felony and try to move forward from there. And that happens in 3 months, provided I can afford it.
Yeah.
So
provided I can afford it. I will be begging my YouTube subscribers at $3 to give me money so that I can get my arrest sealed, but I'll end up using the money for something else.
No, I've never heard of that before. So I don't know if it even exists in my area, but it might. What would they offer? I don't think they'll offer any financial.
A lot of things I'm seeing are Texas resources. Again, I can't speak for that, but
right. Well, as far as I know, I might not need that in 3 months. But if it
Boogie
turns out in 3 months,
might not need it, guys.
They always.
All Boogie would have had to do is say, "Oh, I didn't know about that. Can you send me the resources and I'll take a look at it once we're done with this?" But he can't do that because he needs to. It's so funny because he could lie and just be like, "Oh, I'll take a look at that," but he can't even lie. He needs to be like, "Well, I don't need to." He can lie. He just can't lie in that direction. It's like a weird open-ended lie. Like it feels like every time he lies, it's make sure that there's an open end that's too malleable. It's not like he's like, "Oh, can you give me those resources? I might want to actually do that." It's like, well, I can't do that. I don't really know how much, because his future is very uncertain. If you watch how he talks about his future, it's very uncertain. I don't know if I can get a job. I don't know if I can get my arrest record sealed. I don't really know if I'm going to be able to do content. I don't really know if I'm going to be able to stream. I don't really know if I'm going to be able to do this. He doesn't really look for a closed pathway. He has multiple different pathways firing out there, but he doesn't look for a closed one, and he won't give an answer that's like, oh, can you send that to me? Because that's something I want to do. No. It's very open-ended. He's just kind of keeping everybody in limbo. It's cringe.
This is always a thing too with people with this mindset. They're always like a couple months from like something big. They've always got like, I just got this thing, or there's a thing that I'm working on now, and I think in a couple months. It's always like a couple months or some big things. Yeah.
Oh, I got
Caleb
a big
Hammer's
thing.
Show for, what were we talking
I got a big thing.
about? You spend a lot on takeout food, and
Yeah, but he has a ton of money. It doesn't matter. It's so funny because somebody had like this meltdown in my comment section when I watched the financial audit. And I think I might have deleted it because it was so unhinged. I always thought this guy was a loser, but I also might have kept it. I don't remember. But it was this whole rant about how you shouldn't take financial advice from me. Or Brittany Simon. I don't know why Brittany got brought up. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, I never gave anybody financial advice in the financial audit video. All I said was Boogie has the capability of actually working on his content, and he refuses to do so. He works like an hour a week. And that was my advice. I don't spend perfectly. I probably spend a little too much money. I could probably save a little bit more money. I do have a lot of student loan expenses, so I'll be able to, once that's done, I'll be able to save more money, which will take a while, but I'm chipping those down very quickly. My wife and I put a significant amount of money into that because, you know, we have like some of the loans that we have, I think they have 11% interest rates. You know, obviously I wasn't as financially literate when I got that. But I didn't give you like explicit advice. I wasn't like, oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do that. I was like, he should actually work more. And then I think I said like, oh, I like to overpay my taxes, so I get a lot back at the end of the year. Yeah, random Brittany Stray. I don't know why people just come into my chat and hate on Brittany. Not my chat, but like my comments. Very rarely, but every once in a while, it's weird.
but you, like, what? Is there ever fixing a victim mentality like this? Like I said, I think you just have to look at what's reinforcing the behavior.
I think if he just does mushrooms, it can really get rid of that behavior, dude. I think it's just a quick fix will work.
Right? And right now, yeah, it's really, really hard to look at people like this and try to figure out what's going on if you're analyzing from just like an ordinary mindset. Right now, technically, Boogie is doing everything correct. He really is. He's doing.
No, he's not. I know what he's saying because he's getting feedback of like making money and whatnot, but he's not. Like in a short term, sure. Long term, he's done. He has no actual sustainability. The podcast isn't going to be able to last with him on it specifically. I'm not saying it can't last without him on it, but he's burning through his mental health. He's going to burn out. He's putting on performative bravado. He's going to burn, and I honestly don't know if he's going to be able to make it in a month or so. He's already at the point of eating dog food for money. He's not going to be able to last. So he's not doing the right thing. I understand that in the short term, he's getting like the positive or the feedback that's like supporting him, but like it's not the right thing to do in a long term capacity. I think anybody could see that he's just burning through, you know, him being a lol cow. But at a certain point, people are going to stop caring as much about Boogie and making him into a lol cow. It's just going to be like an eye roller at a certain point. You know what I mean? It just becomes very gratuitous. Like right now, like, yeah, you know, there's plenty of views to be had off of dumpstering on Boogie taking the easy dunk. And I'm all for it, baby. But it's slowly going away. Like I have less and less interest in it every day. You have less and less interest. There's still enough to talk about it every few days or every few weeks. But it's just like it's burning out. And when that's gone, there's not going to be anything there. Nobody goes to Boogie for his takes on anything. Nobody gives a shit about what he has to say. He's really just there to just be like a fucking like a short candle, like a short fat candle that's just burning at both ends until it's completely consumed.
Exactly what he needs to do to get exactly what he wants. The only thing that is going to change his behavior is when he no longer get what he wants. That's the only thing that'll change it. And right now he's acting in accordance with his environment. You know.
I think one thing that would help, not pushing someone to get work, and I know there's probably background in a lot of different story. If your significant other is able to help split the cost of the place they're living, that will
my girlfriend
help
is
with
too
your thing.
scared of spiders.
I do want to talk about, before we wrap it up, just
My girlfriend.
okay, say you make it.
My girlfriend is afraid of spiders. She can't get a job at McDonald's. You can't do it.
Here's like you said.
I don't know how Caleb feels about this, but I feel really strongly about this. If you're trying to help somebody shore up their finances, I like talking about expenses way more than income, because income is.
Bro, this guy lied and said he only spends like $5 at fast food. He's obviously not showing his full expenses.
Fluid, dynamic, it can change. There's a lot, but expenses are oftentimes things you can like hardcore control for. I feel like on this video, I feel like there's been an overfixation on what can you do to earn more money? Can we work another 20 hours a week? How can YouTube channel? Like, okay, well, what about the expenses we have that we?
Well, Caleb's not pushing him as hard as I think that he should. But also, I think Caleb is just trying to be nice to Boogie. But it's hard to. He's the first time he's ever interacted with Boogie, I would assume, ever. So usually you're not like a dickhead the first time you interact with somebody. So he's being like super nice to him. So I understand it. But even letting him get away with I work 40 hours a week is nonsense. You know?
No, we can control, right? You can rent an apartment and have a cheaper monthly house payment. You can get a cheaper car and reduce your insurance or your monthly car payments. You can, like, these are expenses that are monthly payments that no matter how much you earn, no matter how much you spend, these are always going to be the same. Like, why not work on cutting the expenses down? I feel like that's a more important thing to do, but
I hope it's much longer. You know, I really do. Let's.
He did cover that. He did a little bit, but like, I'm curious. Maybe I just missed because I'm paying attention. I feel like Boogie should sell his house. I don't think he needs to live in that house. That's like number one. Like that seems like a big thing. Because what does he live at? Isn't he like in a?
Well, he did a whole thing talking about how that's like the only thing of value that he has. Blah 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 blah. Like, sure. I just think he's in such crazy circumstances that if he just did more work, he'd make more money. He should be posting a video a day.
He's paying $2,300 a month on a mortgage. Can't he just get like a $1,200 a month apartment or something? Like. Oh, did he tell? Maybe he did tell him to move then, and I missed it. I don't know. Hey, it was in Arkansas. Is that even a real place?
Okay.
Here is the Boogie members only clip for all of you.
I got 33% through the Caleb Hammer episode, Boogie, and that doesn't look like you made those taco shells yourself, homemade.
Bro, this is so low. I'm gonna have to. Okay.
Why is it so quiet?
Go to a store and purchase them with credit card debt.
Is he gonna turn it up?
You gotta grow the corn yourself. It's so funny because I did this Caleb thing. You did a good enough job of promoting the podcast with Caleb. But number one, that guy.
Bro, I can't hear a word. I cannot hear a word of what's going on. I think somebody might have sent me the raw thing. I'll sing for you for now. All I wanted was you. All I wanted was you. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. All I wanted was you. Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys like this? Is this what you guys like for content? Me singing? All I wanted was you. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, enough of that. Let's try. I only have it on my Internet Explorer. Okay, so I have to open it up on Internet Explorer. Let's go.
Until I die and lose it all at once. Go fuck yourselves.
What?
All right.
I got 33% through the Caleb Hammer episode, Boogie, and
what does that mean? 33%. What the heck? What is happening, dude? Oh, I hate Reddit so much.
I got 33% through the Caleb Hammer episode, Boogie, and that doesn't look like you made those taco shells yourself, homemade. Did you go to a store and purchase them with credit card debt?
Yeah, you got to grow the corn yourself.
No, dude. I only spend $5 a day on fast food.
It's so funny because I did this Caleb Hammer episode. By the way, I don't think he did a good enough job of promoting the podcast with Caleb.
Why the fuck? Who fucking cares if he did a good enough job of promoting the pod? That's not his fucking responsibility. This guy? He's such an entitled bitch.
He didn't. By the way, I don't think he did a good enough job of pushing the podcast, right, Keemstar?
Like, stop sucking dick, you fucking loser. Holy shit. Every fucking thing this guy says irritates me. This is why we used to abuse people in institutions. Sorry, that was too much. Fuck. He's such a piece of shit entitled fucking baby. Like,
oh, I didn't think. Do you approve of my behavior? Oh, please. Yeah.
You're a fucking child, dude. Shut the fuck up. That's your job. He put it in there. That's it. People know about it. We saw the shameless plug. That's fine. But I didn't think he did a good enough job plugging. What do you want on the screen the whole fucking time? What the fuck?
But number one, that guy was such a dumbass. He thought that I actually bought a Tesla. Anybody with a brain knows I didn't buy a fucking Tesla.
Wow, that shows it, guys, because people thought he had a Tesla. Everybody with a fucking brain. Yeah, because anybody with a fucking brain would be like, Boogie usually makes good financial decisions. Okay.
In case you didn't know that, I never bought the fucking thing.
Whoa.
And then secondly, he's like trying to find something to nail me on. He's like going through my bank account, and the only thing he can find to nail me on is like eating out.
Dude, you lied about eating out. This motherfucker was like, I would spend $5 when we would go out. No, you wouldn't. It costs like, this guy eats fucking $25 worth of fucking McDonald's alone per himself. I guarantee you that he's hiding his fucking expenses. He's probably hiding some of the income he makes too. I wouldn't doubt it. You know what you can nail him on? Working an hour a fucking week. He should have pushed you harder. He should have treated you like shit. That's how I would have treated you.
Bitch, look at me. Do I look like somebody who's saving money on food? I'm feeding 3 people over. I'm feeding me and my girlfriend.
You're feeding like 7 people. Shut the fuck up.
And occasionally my fucking roommate, and I'm doing it on a fucking budget. If I'm doing it on $600 to $800 a month, which is what I am, I'm winning, Caleb.
No, there's no way he's only spending that much. That's insane. This guy's talking about how he only spent $25 at Chick-fil-A for like 3 people. Lies. No fucking shot. No way.
That guy was unfucking reasonable. That guy was unreasonable.
The only thing I've seen you say that was like unreasonable is like you fed 3 people with $12 at Chick-fil-A. I'm like, I can't feed myself for $12 at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, see, he's fucking full of shit. This guy's such a fucking dumb little baby.
Until I die, and lose it all.
And Caleb was too nice to him. This guy's a fucking loser. Honestly, I'm gonna just show you what Caleb said. Is like, dude, this guy's such an entitled baby. Like, why did people need to stop caring about him? Like, he's a little asshole. I can't wait for. I can't wait. I'm gonna be the #1 person. I'm cheering the downfall on. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if that's toxic. He bothers me to such a fucking insane degree. He fucking triggers me. My blood pressure rises. Okay? So, I don't know. Boogie said something here anyway that Caleb responded to. I mean, if you go watch the episode, I felt like Caleb was a complete dick. He's right about everything. But being kind and right aren't mutually exclusive. Yeah, so this guy, Caleb, was way too nice to Boogie. That's a fact. And, like, the fact that he's going on here talking about how, like, Caleb wronged him is so pathetic. He's such a loser. I fucking hate this guy. He's such a piece of shit. But anyway, I'm trying to find, like, the main thing. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. He posts so much because he's so fucking terminally online. Anyway, his response here, Caleb says, I think he deleted it too, because I saw this too. I have the conversations in the way that I wish someone had with me a decade ago. Stop being a child. You're already dating one. You don't need to be one yourself. Grow up, take responsibility, take care of your shit. Based. That's all I have to say. Is based. Okay. I love you, Caleb. You've won me over. When I first saw Caleb's stuff, I was a little turned off, but watching his content maybe won me over, especially this most recent one.